Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here. And now it's time to cross the bridge. I made that sound... Oh, that's a wild Snorlax. Not touching that thing. It's probably level 50. We are crossing into this region of the wild area, which they wouldn't let us cross before unless we had 3 gym badges, but now we have 3 gym badges. Ooh, a Firestone. That's a nice find. I don't know how rare the evolution stones are going to be in this game and how easy it would be to get more of them. It's actually pretty easy. Let's see, are you going to find out? I don't know if we're going to find out in this Nuzlocke, so maybe I'll just tell you. There's an area coming up where you need to be able to cross the water, which we can't cross water right now. Yeah, water like this, only it's a much larger lake. And then over there you find a place where you have like these big stone pillars. And there's like, I don't know, 7, 8 of them. And they're around in a circle. And on the back side of them, you will find one of each evolution stone. And then after that, I think like each day when the item drops will renew in the wild area each day. But it will be random where the items are and what the items will be. Oh, hello, TM. This is why I explore like every corner. Because sometimes you have to be facing a certain way and using the right camera angle to find stuff. So anyways, you can head back to that area, and you'll randomly find some of the different evolution stones there every day. So yeah, they're pretty plentiful in this game. I'm glad about that, because some of the past Pokemon games, specifically I'm looking at Gold, Silver, and Crystal, made it a huge pain to get the evolution stones. And there's not a ton of Pokemon that use those stones to evolve to begin with. So I don't know why they made it so hard to get. Basically what you had to do is you had to battle against certain trainers, and then you'd get their phone number. And then you have to wait for them to randomly call you and be like, hey, I found something, come meet with me and I'll give it to you. And getting those phone calls is so rare. I think in all my times of playing Gold, Silver, and Crystal, and for that matter, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, I think I've only had like 2 phone calls for evolution stones. It's absurd. It was a terrible system, terrible idea. Especially since when you're doing a Nuzlocke of the Johto region, they have a lot of Pokemon in the game, especially in the early game, that require an evolution stone to evolve. It's like, why are you giving me all these Pokemon that take an evolution stone, then make it insanely difficult to get evolution stones? It's a terrible idea. Anyways, this is the part where we're enacting the 1 catch per different segment of the wild area. Knockoff, okay. And our first thing is a Skorupi. It will evolve into Drapion. Drapion is a poison dark type, another poison dark type, so it's only weak to ground type. So that might be useful to have. Okay, let's get something else in here. The reason I'm not putting it to sleep is because I still need to damage the thing. And right now it's a bug poison type, so it has a quad resistance to grass. Eldegoss is not going to be able to damage this thing in a meaningful way. So instead I'm going to go with Nuzzle, which has a 100% chance of paralysis. Thunder Wave now only has a 90% chance of paralysis. That's probably one of the new changes that I don't like about the new generations. I think they changed it in Gen 7. Maybe it was Gen 6. One of those two, where Thunder Wave is now only 90% accurate instead of 100% accurate. In my opinion, I don't think paralysis is that... It was never that prevalent or overpowered in the metagame to warrant it losing 10% accuracy. I also read somewhere that I don't know if this is true. I don't know if the percentage was true in all of the Pokemon games, but in this one, if you're paralyzed, you have a 30% chance of being fully paralyzed. So about 1/3. These aren't the greatest odds if you're relying on paralysis. And then they made Thunder Wave lose 10% accuracy. I really used to like Thunder Wave too because it was 100% accurate and because it cut speed down, the speed of a Pokemon down so much. And then you'd randomly get free turns. I mean, I guess all those things are still true, but only to a lesser degree. Well, the 100% accuracy isn't true. So the benefits of paralysis are still true, but just not to the degree they used to be. Another thing is that electric Pokemon are immune to Thunder Wave. Wait, aren't electric Pokemon just immune to paralysis in general? I think that might be it. That started in Gen 6. And Grass-type Pokemon are also immune to... They're not immune to the statuses, but they're immune to powder attacks. So like Sleep Powder, Stun Spore. And we have water out there we can't do anything with. We can't get to that little island. I want to get to that little island. You see a wild Gyarados there. That's a scary sight. Okay, we're gonna come check over here. Oh, no, this is... Okay, Bridgefield and Riverbank. We caught something in the Bridgefield already. Or was it the... No, it was the Riverbank, because it was raining. There's a wild Golisopod that I'm also not going to touch. I'm still going to evolve. Excuse me. I'm still going to avoid the random, the evolved Pokemon in the wild area. Because I don't trust their level could be something we can catch. We can catch Pokemon up to level 35 right now. Alright, what do we have? I want the item more so than any of this other stuff. Darn it! Wild Wobbuffet. That is not what I wanted to be seeing. Because Wobbuffet has a special ability that says we can't run away, we can't switch out. So I guess I better try and catch this thing. And it also knows the moves Counter and Mirror Coat. What those do is they make you go last. Counter, if you get hit with a physical attack, Counter will deal whatever HP damage was dealt to you back to the opponent, but double? Is it double? Yeah, I think it's double the HP damage. And Mirror Coat does the same thing, except with special attacks. And then there's Destiny Bond. So if I were to knock out the Wobbuffet before it gets another turn, the Destiny Bond will kill me as well. We're gonna have to catch this thing. I don't want to have to catch this thing. I'm not going to use this thing. I didn't want to encounter this thing. Oh, and then there's Safeguard. That's also wonderful. So for 5 turns, he's protected from status effects. Guess we'll just go Magical Leaf. That was a critical hit. That could be dangerous. Oh gosh. And there goes my Eldegoss. Darn it! I hate Wobbuffet. In Pokemon Y, there's a cave fairly early on in the game. I think it's like before the second gym or just after the second gym. I think it's before or after. Somewhere around there. That has a pretty decent chance of encountering a wild Wobbuffet that you can't escape from. And after I had lost like 2 or 3 of my Pokemon to that Wobbuffet, I actually gave up on that Nuzlocke there. I did that twice, on 2 separate attempts with a Pokemon Y Nuzlocke. Yeah, having these wild Wobbuffet like this, especially this early in the game, it's ridiculous. And I'm so nervous about going for an attack because it can counter it. Now, Taunt will make it so that they have to use damaging moves. I don't know if that means Counter and Mirror Coat get shut off or not. We might find out here. Okay, they do not get shut off. Darn it. Yeah, Wobbuffet, in my opinion, is a pretty cheap Pokemon. I dislike it. I dislike the fact that you can't switch from it. So if your opponent sends it out, and your Pokemon only knows physical moves or special moves, by the way, that's going to describe like 90% of Pokemon in the competitive meta. Because it's pretty rare that you can effectively use Pokemon as mixed sweepers and have mixed attacks. There are instances where it happens, but for the most part, due to EV training and such, you want to focus in on Nature's and EV training. You want to focus in on one of your attacking stats and drop the other. Also, mixed sweepers generally have to go for a minus defensive nature to boost one of their attacks, because you don't want a nature that will cut one of your attacking stats if you're going to be using both of them. Oh, there's a Water Stone. And we have this Wobbuffet. We gotta get rid of our Eldegoss. This is me trying to figure out how to access our Pokemon boxes. I'm so not used to being able to just access our boxes at any point. I gotta say, it is a very convenient feature. I like this feature. Again, some people look at this and they're like, oh, these new features are just making the game easier. They're holding your hand and everything. I'm like, look, how difficult is it to use a Pokemon with Fly, or in this case, pull up the town map and go Flying Taxi, fly back to a Pokemon Center to access your boxes and rearrange your Pokemon. That's not difficult at all. It just takes longer to do that. So they cut out some of that tediousness, the time, because there's no challenge in that. There isn't. Okay, don't pretend that there is. It's a very nice, convenient feature that they have, and I'm glad it's here. Yeah, I'm gonna take your Rose Incense because dead Pokemon don't need that. And I guess we're gonna go with Skorupi for a little while. I don't know what level this thing even evolves. Well, post-commentary me knows, because I eventually looked it up, because this thing wasn't evolving. I thought it was originally like somewhere between 30 and 35. No, it's not. It's like 41. But I don't really have anything better I want to use. Usually I don't care to use normal types. Just because it's not really a good defensive typing. Granted, you're only going to be weak to fighting, but all you have defensively is an immunity to ghost types. And you don't get stab on anything other than normal attacks, and normal attacks are not super effective on anything. And normal attacks are resisted by rock, steel, and ghost is immune to them. And those are all fairly common types in the competitive metagame, maybe not so much rock. But there are a couple rock Pokemon, most prevalent one being Tyranitar. Pardon me there. This is a wild Quagsire we ran by as well, I think. And there's this person. Crazy strong and flush with cash. Why won't anybody battle me? I don't know about this. We'll lead off with our Dreadnought. So we'll get, you're going to have tons of money. You're going to give us double your tons of money. Pokemon Breeder Chloe. Raboot. Well, we're going to have to give it the boot. Well, we picked the right thing to start out with. Of course, it knows Double Kick, and that's hurting a lot more than I would like it to. I realize it's super effective, but I also realize we're rock type. We should have decent defenses. I wonder if this will lower its speed enough to let us go first here. Yes, it does. Awesome. Dreadnought is not as slow as what it looks. I appreciate that. Generally in Pokemon, and when I'm... Oh, Thwacky, that's grass type. Give it the boot. Give it the boot. Or send out Corvisquire. So at this point, I'm also realizing we're going to have to fight a water type. And we just lost our Eldegoss. Alright, here we can... This will be easy. We don't quite have enough battle power in the attack to take them out in one shot. We need to get some new attacks here. But this is still a very comfortable two-hit kill. Yeah, I generally like my Pokemon acting first. I like a lot of the glass cannon type Pokemon that are very fast, very high powered, very much just like a kill or be killed sort of thing. I think as far as a Nuzlocke though, you're best off with decently speeded Pokemon, but Pokemon that can also take a hit or two. So basically not Sneasel and Weavile. Not things like that, but more along the lines of like Dreadnought, things that can take some hits. Okay, so my plan is, I know this isn't going to do much damage, but I'm going to send Toxel out, and we're going to get paralysis on this thing. This is Drizzle. Oh, tearful look. Oh, it's so sad. That lowers both our attack and our special attack. Okay. Alright, we got it paralyzed, and now we're going to fight it with something that does neutral. Go with our Corva Squire. There's the waterfalls. That did a lot of damage. Hopefully Pluck can kill it with 2 hits from this range. It's not going to. That's not good. Because I don't have anything that resists water anymore, for some reason. But I do need something that can take a water attack here. I don't trust this bug type. I guess we're going to go back into Dreadnought. With it paralyzed, we might outspeed it, and we can still hit it for stab neutral damage with Rock Tomb. I might just have to use a healing item. Not going for the healing item? Okay. Guess we're gonna risk it. Ah, there we go. Alright, how much money are you giving us? 18,000, dang! So it would have been 9,000 without that luck incense. That's awesome. Oh, and you're giving us an item too? Oh, no, she's telling us stuff. Sounded like she was going to give us an item. Yeah, so getting these like 50 and 300 watts from these dens now it's like nothing compared to what you'll get in the post game. But after that battle, I don't trust the wild area. I'm not going to do another one of those battles again. So I went back, I healed up, and then got us back to the wild area about where we left off. Here we have the digging duo. Do I try out these? I might try these guys out here. Basically what you do is you pay him 500 watts, and then he'll dig up some random treasures for you. This brother has no lack of skills, he says, so he's the more skilled one. So basically you're more likely to have better treasures from this guy, or rarer treasures. But this guy is more likely to get you more treasures in one go than the other guy. Although from the skill guy in the post game, I did have a run where I got like 16 treasures from this guy at once. It was kind of ridiculous. I got a lot of good stuff. But yeah, they'll get you things like Iron Ball, Light Clay, Evolution Stones, fossils. And depending on your version, like each version has 4 different fossils that you collect. We'll get more into the fossils a bit later, but as I'll explain at least some of it now. And so Sword will have 2 fossils that will be common in their game, and 2 fossils that you can only get from the Digging Brothers. And then same with Shield, but it's the different fossils. Yeah, there's a Dusk Stone. That's awesome. So I got that Dusk Stone, and I'm like, oh, well, this guy over here that has better and Light Clay, this guy is giving me a lot more stuff, and it's about the same quality of the stuff I was getting from the skilled guy. All these Evolution Stones, we're going to be all set. And then I stopped. I don't know why I stopped. You don't have to stop. I don't think there's any advantage to stopping early. As far as I can tell. Yeah, I'm just trying to get rid of some of these notifications. Pugnant Root. And over here, is this going to be a place where we can heal? No, hey, no. There's Noibats there. Those will evolve into Noivern, which is a dragon flying type. It's pretty fast, and that's about it. It's got okay special attack. So we've got Repeat Ball, we've got... Now, the inventory, except for the type of Pokeball, I think the type of Pokeball stays the same between all the salesmen in the wild area. And all of them carry wishing pieces for 3,000. But I believe they're, the technical records they have will change every day. So if you're looking for a specific one, just keep checking back. And if you see one you don't have and one you might use, maybe pick it up if you have the watts. Because tracking some of them down could be an issue. Yeah, an Ultra Ball. That's really nice. Especially since we can't buy those yet. There's Maractus. I don't want to catch a Maractus. It's a grass type, but it's not a very good one. When we get to competitive battling, I'm probably going to just primarily focus on single battles. I know the VGC tournaments they have will be double battles. I might make a doubles team or two, but I probably prefer singles to doubles. I'll see you guys next time.